Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for mid-July 2023. We are just going to jump right in here and see what is going on for you. You have this Time Machine card and this Grand Symphony card here. I do feel like some of you could feel like you wish you could, go back in time. Here you go. Right here, Nine of Swords, probably to avoid some sort of mistake or, a person that was a mistake or a situation that was a mistake. But I feel like you need to, I kind of feel that Grand Symphony card there is saying that you need to realize that, well, that's not how life works. And also that things are working out exactly as they should. Things are going to come together. There's that fire sign that shows up in all of your readings. So there you go. Could be a Sagittarius. Of course, it could be any sign. So, take it how it resonates. But if you're looking for love, I kind of feel that could be a person that's coming in for you here. I wonder, for some of you, I kind of feel this reading is encouraging you to take a bigger risk. You have this Golden Palace card, but you also have this Stuck in the Mud card right here, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. And look, comfort zones. The Chariot, he has a city behind him, and that city is his comfort zone. It's where he grew up. It's where he knows everything about about that place on the Chariot. The Two of Wands, he's standing at the top of a castle. This is a very good card, this Golden Palace card, but again, I kind of feel, and I felt this here, and we're going to talk about it right away, this Nine of Swords, that some of you, there's some sort of comfort zone or something that hasn't become painful enough yet with the Nine of Swords. It's a good card, but this is a comfort blanket right here on his lap. So he's having a nightmare. He's gone to bed. He's had a nightmare. He's waking up. He's stuck in a nightmare, but he's too comfortable. He's not uncomfortable enough to make a change, but he's also not comfortable enough to make a change. So he's kind of stuck in a pickle. And I feel some of you, this is talking about needing to make a change. We've all stayed in relationships too long. We've all stayed in jobs for too long that we should have left sooner. And I kind of get that feeling here where it's kind of saying, okay, maybe you can't fix a situation that you're in. And maybe the fix is to just walk away. The Six of Swords is moving across choppy waters, but the Six of Swords is a card of kind of a rite of passage. It represents choosing to do something difficult so that you can get something better on the other side. A rite of passage in life is something that matures you, something that makes you more successful, and all those other good things. So I feel for some of you, you are choosing to transform a situation. I mean, the reading is very straightforward. Like this right here, Death, Temperance, Chariot. You're choosing to charge away from a situation so that you can gain more control in your life. But I always say that the Nine of Swords is one of those cards where it says, don't let something become more painful. You already have all the details. You already have all the information. So it's time for you to maybe, move forward from a situation, especially if you have feelings that, you want to leave a relationship. Maybe you've worked and worked and worked on it and the person hasn't changed. I feel this is saying, how much more painful does it need to get? Same thing with a job. It's maybe you've tried and tried and tried to make it work or to enjoy the job that you have, but you just don't. So start looking for something new. I feel that's kind of where this reading is going. With the Nine of Swords, I'm using the Lenormand to clarify, by the way. You have this Clover. Clover is a very good card. It's a card of good luck, fortune, just good things coming in. And sorry, let me just fix this. There we go. So it's a card of good luck, good fortunes, happiness, good things. So I feel like there's a lot of luck on your side with the Clover coming in for you. I also feel that I feel this is true for everybody. The Clover and the Lenormand is meant to represent something unexpected that could be coming in for your life. But I don't really think it's unexpected. I don't think there's any big surprises. I think this is true for everyone, that everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. So you have to take the risk to go have new experiences, which is scary. So as I always tell people, I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be easy, and you're gonna have to do things that maybe are hard, like face fears, move away from something that you've known for a very long period of time. But we are in a time of stepping into the unknown. So if you do it, you will be very successful. And again, what's unexpected, I don't think it's unexpected, but I think what is a little bit unexpected is just how well things will go for you once you take these risks, and kind of what's over there. I think what we are all resisting is actually something that could create a lot of comfort, that could create a lot of happiness, could create a lot of growth. You have this heart card. The heart is about love. It could be true, like love as in a person, but it also just represents your heart. So, it could represent things that bring you fulfillment, happiness, joy, any of those feelings. So, with the Six of Swords here, and we're really everything. Two of Wands, the Chariot, I feel all of this is encouraging you to follow your heart. I say to everyone that with all this energy that we have in Taurus, I really, really believe that Taurus is kind of heart-based energy, especially Jupiter and Uranus being there. Uranus, there's a certain sense of freedom when it comes to Uranus being in Taurus. I talk about this all the time. But how we find that freedom in life, how we feel more free with that energy is to move towards our heart, our desires, things that bring us happiness and joy. With the death card, you have the tree. The tree is about something that lasts for a very long period of time. You're the only person actually to get this card. I've almost finished all these readings. I only have a couple more to do. And I haven't seen this for anyone else, but the tree is a card of something permanent. It's a card of like longevity and, success and good things here. So, God damn it. We're just, whatever, I'm leaving it. So, again, it's a great card of that. It's a card of expansion as well. So we see expansion starting right here with the Two of Wands in your reading. So I do feel for some of you that you are kind of like on this path to growth and expansion, Chariot as well. Next, you have this card that says, in a few months, a mystery will be revealed. Wisdom, knowledge, observation, get more information. You have this block solar chakra card. It says, may experience low self-esteem, overly rigid or controlling behavior. It says, get outside to use the energy of the sun and recharge your yellow chakra. And, it also says confidence, optimism, and well-being. So maybe you need to work on your confidence or being confident. I kind of feel everyone feels this energy right now. Just a lack of confidence and things like that. But I wouldn't stay stuck. I would get moving. I would start taking risks towards bigger and better things. I think we have about, really I'll say this. If you have a big goal, wish, or dream, I think you have until 2026 to really kind of get moving on it. I don't think that means that if after you start after that period of time that anything bad is going to happen. I want to stress that. I just think we have a really it's kind of as if there's a good kind of starting energy right now. So if you take advantage of it right now for over the next couple of years, then you're going to be in a much better place than if you wait. And again, it doesn't mean that you won't be successful if you start something after that period of time, like a business, a career, a relationship, doesn't matter. It just means again, now is a really good starting time. So I feel confidence is important. You have the King of Wands, which is a card of confidence, the Temperance card, and the Three of Cups. The King of Wands is the card of being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So let me try to trick this camera real quick. And, I feel for a lot of you that, I think embracing the energy of the King of Wands, being bold, being assertive, he's also willing to build. And again, it is my belief, and again, yes, this is a personal belief, believe it or not, I'm going to put a personal belief in here, that we are in a time of building where it's you see a lot of destruction happening in the world, a lot of things collapsing, all this other stuff. And so instead of focusing on that, I would focus on building better things. It's whatever you want to see in the world, whatever good things you want to see in the world, I would create that. It could be a business. It could be that you want to see a positive relationship in the world. It could be that you want to see, whatever, happiness, joy. And those are the things that I would be doing. I'd be focusing on that building energy. I consider him to be the true entrepreneur and the true builder. I mean, to me, the true builder is actually the Knight of Wands in the tarot, but he's, two steps up. So, I think he's a little bit better. You have the Temperance card. Yeah, I feel like you have the power to turn your situation around. That's what you need to understand, especially with that Stuck in the Mud card and that Golden Palace card. It's I feel good, bad about those two cards. I don't feel they're terrible in your reading, but I also don't think they're great in this reading either. Again, I see it as a comfort zone where something is not painful enough for you to make a change. And I always tell people, don't wait until something gets painful enough to make a change. That's how you waste a bunch of time. So again, I feel you have the power to turn your situation around. You have the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups is a celebration. I do feel it is weird. Over the past couple weeks, everybody has had these cards of celebrating, spending time with people. This could be for love purposes, but again, it doesn't have to be. The Two of Wands can just say you've been spending too much time at home, and that the universe wants you to just go out there and socialize. The lovers could just be soulmates, people that really matter to you. I always say that our brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, family, they can be soulmates. Some of your best friends could be soulmates as well. So again, sometimes I feel like the Lovers is just saying, go spend time with the people who matter to you, because maybe it just recharges your batteries, right? You have with the King of Wands here, you have the Stork. The Stork is a card of birth, like birthing something new, but it is a card of improvements, like improving upon things. And I do feel it's a great time for making improvements at this time. I talk all about experimentation. I believe that the people who are going to be very successful over the next 20 years with Pluto and Aquarius are going to be people who experiment, try new things, and who improve whatever it is they're doing. So, Pluto and Aquarius is like evolve or die. If you have a business under Pluto and Aquarius and it stays the same, then you're going to have some problems. But if you're always improving, then you will always improve. It's just that simple. Same thing in relationships. It's like if you are always doing something to maintain the romance in the relationship, then it will improve. If you just stay the same, then nothing's going to improve and it might go the other direction. So, I always get comments from people that say that how exhausted they are about making improvements. I'm like, you're exhausted from making your life better? So, number one, if you're leaving those comments, your life is going to suck anyway. Number one, if you're exhausted by making improvements. But yeah, I hate to tell you, life is about making improvements. It's like, you don't necessarily get stronger as you get older, right? Old people fall apart typically. So it's like, that's why we have to improve, because things are always in a state of either growth or destruction. It's entropy. It's how the universe works. So I always tell people it's like better to stay in a state of growth, because if you're not growing, you are decaying, you are falling apart. And this is both literally and figuratively in all areas of your life. So I want people to thrive. That's why I talk about this. And I know for whatever reason it offends people that I talk about growth. Like, how dare you say I improved myself? I'm like, I don't know, continue to suck. Go for it. With the Temperance card, you have the Snake. By the way, what I will say, Devil right here, I would be careful of past people. We have Venus going retrograde on the 22nd, and almost every single person has had either the Snake, the Devil, or the Fox in the Lenormand. And the Fox and the Snake, they kind of represent sneaky energy, tricky people, things like that. So again, if you have an ex, I would be careful. We all have exes probably, but I'm just saying, be careful if one of them tries to pop their head up here, because it is a sneaky energy, and I would just be careful of that. With the Three of Cups, you have this Bees card. This is not a real Lenormand card. This is an Oracle card that's just in this deck. It's kind of a card of like sweet results. It's also a card of hard work as well. So I do see a lot of you putting in the work to be more successful. But again, I would balance those energies out, with the Three of Cups to the Lovers here. I would make sure you're spending a lot of time, recharging your batteries with like friends, family, things like that. Next, you have this Stuck in the Mud card. You also have this Golden Palace card. I immediately, I knew that like the Two of Wands was going to come up in this reading because of this right here. The Two of Wands is a card of a comfort zone, and so the Nine of Swords is kind of a card of a comfort zone. This right here is a comfort zone. It's like that Golden Palace is meant to be a good card, a card of sanctuary, but, with the Stuck in the Mud card, sometimes I think we can get too comfortable in life, and, again, if we're then we stop growing. we stop trying to challenge ourselves, right? So I think it's better. I always talk about setting standards in life. There was a talk years ago that I watched. I can't remember. I always find it like once a year, and then I always lose it. I'll try to find it and post it if I can find it. But it's a talk that this guy gives about setting standards instead of goals, and it's like one of those things that has totally changed my life. Because it prevents this right here. It's like sometimes you start making more money and then you get lazy because it's like you're making more money and you don't push yourself to make more or change other areas of your life and things like that. And it's not about again, it's not about like materialism or making more or whatever, but it is about just continuing to grow instead of decaying, right? Exactly what I said. So I feel like you're meant to thrive, but you need to make sure that you're actually doing the things that cause you to thrive, Libra. And that's really what I feel this reading is talking about. You have the Chariot, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. The Chariot, of course, is a card of a victory, but he's got this city behind him here, and God damn it. Whatever. I'm not going to fight with this camera here, Libra, but you have that city behind you, and that city, he's moving away from that city and going towards who the hell knows where. He's going wherever he wants. So I feel for a lot of you, you are kind of doing things to set yourself apart. It is crazy to me how pretty much everyone gets the Chariot now, like all of a sudden. I do think that it's probably Pluto and Aquarius, because Pluto and Aquarius is about, it's about the collective, but again, we shouldn't disappear into the collective with Pluto and Aquarius. Aquarius. We shouldn't become some sort of like hive mind, right? So, Pluto in Aquarius is more about benefiting the collective. It says that if you can create things in the world that benefit the world, great. Or even if it's just one person, doesn't matter. But you should also set yourself apart and be unique and have your own ideas. And that's what that's about. You have the Two of Wands here. And again, the story of the Two of Wands is that he rushed to a finish line. And he's standing at the top of this castle. He's got the whole world in his hands. Like, he thinks there's nothing more for him to accomplish, but there's actually a lot more for him to accomplish if he were to go have new experiences, travel, explore, do new things. And I kind of feel that's what you need to do here, Libra, is like go explore, go do new things. You have the Knight of Swords here. No rushing at this time. I would also be careful of this right here, going this way. This is a very good card, but you have the Snake and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is my card sometimes of getting a second opinion. Someone else I said this to as well, so it's interesting that it's coming up. I don't usually say that with the Knight of Swords, but if someone's like telling you, to fix your car with the Chariot, it's going to be $1 million or something like that, I would get a second opinion. If someone is telling you something else is going to be super expensive, I would get a second opinion. I always say, like, no get-rich-quick schemes with the Knight of Swords either, because, it's always like a rushed decision. I would also say if someone's trying to rush you into making a decision, then the answer is no. Sometimes I think if people are being too pushy and trying to force you to make a decision too quickly, your answer should be no decision. It's like, if I don't have time to make the decision, then I'm not making the decision. Plain and simple, right? So, that's what I would say there. With the Chariot, you have the Rider. The Rider is actually a good card. It is a card of like a knight in shining armor. It's also a card of like news and quick movement. So I do feel, the Chariot is also a card of quick movement. I do feel things are going to start moving forward much faster for you, Libra. So I really like that. I'm going to just stop using that camera. Sorry, I dropped that camera. People keep giving me advice on this camera, but it's not my camera skills. It's the camera. I dropped it, and that's why it doesn't focus anymore. I ordered a new one, but for whatever reason, I have to wait like 3 weeks. With the Two of Wands here, you have the Lilies. The Lilies is like a mature person that could be coming in for you. So I do feel there could be a mature person coming in for you here. I have a weird message popping in this way here as well. It could be true love. I would be careful of like a person telling you that someone isn't right for you, or, when you have a different idea is what I would say. It's, I don't know. It popped into my head that, you might have a friend that's like, oh, don't date this person. They're old or, whatever. But it's like, I would just be very, very careful of that. I've seen it too many times where it's like lonely friends have ruined relationships for other people, or angry people ruin relationships for other people, or exes ruin relationships. I just kind of have that popping into my head here where it's like there might be a person that's like, oh, don't date this person. They're too good to be true, basically, more or less. I think that's what they're going to say. That might not be the exact words, but it might be similar to that. And I would be careful of allowing other people to ruin your love life. Great way to stay single, right? With the Knight of Swords, you have the Mice, slow movement. And when you think about it, mice chew very slowly through walls. I do feel kind of like a warning here, Libra, where I really feel you need to make sure that you stay focused with this Knight of Swords on like the small details. You're not going to make a big mistake with it might be a big mistake, but it's not going to be on the big things. It's going to be on the little things with the mice. It's like the mice is not reading the fine print in a contract, getting into a contract that you don't understand, or, buying something that you don't understand. So again, I would pay attention to the small details. I think this could be totally avoided as well. So again, if you feel like someone is being pushing you into paying for something or buying a car or something like that, I would be very, very careful with this energy. It's not even I would be careful. I just wouldn't do it. It's like I feel like, just intuitively that you will feel the pushy energy. So just when you feel someone pushing you, run the other direction, plain and simple. Next, you have this card that says, when the storm spirits play. You have this other card that I'm not going to be able to read. It says, when a witch must drink their brew. Yeah, see, there could be a person whose life is starting to suck. I would be careful. Like, I have a rule. Like, if I wouldn't take advice from a person, if I wouldn't trade places with a person with their life, I usually don't take their advice, plain and simple. It's not always true, but I kind of feel that here. And again, you could see, like, there might be someone giving you advice about relationships, but maybe they have a horrible relationship history. I always tell people who are in relationships as well, be careful of your single friends, right? It's like people don't like it. I think that people don't want to admit the truth. But if you have a single friend who is miserable, and obviously if they're positive, then, whatever. But, I always tell people who are in relationships to be careful of single people, because it's like sometimes single people are single for a reason, because they suck, because maybe they're super negative or whatever. So it's like you don't want that poison in your relationships, right? And so I always like look at people who are giving me advice, and it's like if I wouldn't trade places with them, I don't accept it, right? Including me. You shouldn't take my advice. So there you go. With the lovers, you have the lovers, the devil, the ace of pentacles. So I definitely feel there could be a solid love connection coming in for you here. If you want love, I feel like it's something divinely guided. This is your higher self angel up here, and so there could be something divinely guided coming in for you. I also feel this could be a new path, because you have this Rider card here, which can represent kind of like a new opportunity or a new path, something that you are going to have to take quick action on. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is like a big opportunity. So if you have any opportunities that are big, I would take them. But again, I would pay attention to the small details. I think the other difference here is, again, let's just pretend that the mice message here is for you. It's like you might have two opportunities. One is very pushy. I feel like the other one is like take it or leave it. not a pushy opportunity. So again, just pay attention to how you feel. I think that's what's really important here. It's not so much about, whatever. But again, I also feel this is an opportunity to do something that you do. It's like it could be an opportunity to travel for business, but it's like a business that you already do, or it's an opportunity to get into a relationship with a person that just has a lot of good evidence backing them up, that they're a good person. So again, the mice is about paying attention to the small details, and that's what I would do. I feel like, again, the mice situation is either someone from the past, or again a situation that is unfamiliar, and that's why you're missing the small details. Ace of Pentacles, total opposite. Next, you have the devil. So again, I would be careful of toxic energy. I do feel like you could be seeing someone as super toxic as well. Again, you have that witch's brew card, which is someone drinking their own poison, basically. And so you could really be seeing someone's true colors here with the devil. Could be a past person, could be a friend as well. I would just, I have something about friends popping up here, so pay attention. With the lovers, you have the birds. The birds is a card of gossip, so I would be careful of who you tell what to, like I just said. This could be a card of telling someone about your love life, and they spread it around to everyone else. So I would be careful of that. With the devil, you have the crossroads. The crossroads, of course, is about having a choice to make. I feel some of you have an option to set yourself free. The devil, it's like this man and the woman on the devil, I'll show you. I will show you over here if it wants to work today. But you can see those chains around their necks. They're meant to look very loose. And the whole point is that they could easily lift those chains from around their necks and they would be set free. So I feel that this is saying, like, choose the new path, choose the path of light, happiness, your heart, and don't like stay stuck in something that is maybe either comfort zone or toxic. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the man. This is like a real man, again, or a woman. Take it how it resonates, whatever you're into, I don't care. But what I would say here is I feel that there could be like just a very good person coming in for you. I feel like they have good manners. I never feel this on this card, but I feel like this dude is real like chivalrous, very good manners and things like that. So, that's what I pay attention to here. I would also pay attention to their habits. Again, I think it's another great thing to pay attention to in relationships is like, is a person healthy? Do they have good, healthy relationships with people around them? Or are they always gossiping and complaining? It's like, not to air my own dirty laundry here, but I dealt with a person who was always talking crap about other people. I thought it was kind of weird, but I kind of let it slide at the same time. And then I found out they were talking crap about me. And it's like, of course, that's what they do. It's like, don't, ignore someone's nature, It's like, if someone does something, chances are that's who they are, especially if they're an adult. It's like they say an old dog can't learn new tricks, which I don't believe that at all. I think, I've seen plenty of old dogs learn new tricks, but, for the most part, it's like people don't change, right? They have to want to change. And again, that's another thing that I would look out for is finding a person who is growing, finding a person who's willing to change. It's like, I don't think it's true that people don't change. I think that there are most people don't change, but the people that change will change, that will continue to grow. So I think it's better to look for, a person who, is working on themselves, changes frequently, those types of things, talks positively. But I don't know, that man card is giving me the vibes of really paying attention to like habits, but I'm talking about like their personal relationship habits, their health habits, and things like that. And again, this might not even be love. It could be like for a friend or something, or a new friend. We're pulling 5 main themes. You have this domination card. I kind of feel like you're dominating at this time if you leave a comfort zone. Again, what I feel like is a teeny tiny little bit unexpected. It's not unexpected because I think you kind of know in the back of your mind that if you leave a comfort zone and, improve your business or make those improvements, like I said, and don't get stuck in the mud, I feel that you are going to come out on top. Really, really nice. And you have this impulsiveness card. I would be careful of impulsive energy. This actually isn't a bad card. There's actually a lucky horseshoe right there. But I would be careful of being impulsive or impulsive decisions, especially with that Knight of Swords. You have this flattery card here, and you also have this riches card. It flew out. That's what fell. So there you go. Could be attracting someone who's very successful, very hardworking if you're looking for love. Next, you have this negotiation card here. I feel like there's, again, negotiate. we were talking about buying a car or something like that. I wouldn't accept like the first price, or, if you're like buying something or whatever, I would make sure that you negotiate something here. You have this appreciation card, and, I feel this is a card of abundance because of gratitude, so I'd make sure to be grateful at this time. But pretty interesting reading here, Libra. I like where it's going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.